What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ebike Random Adventures. Today we're going to be taking a look at this cool moped style electric bike from Varun. This one is called the X-plorer Raptor, not to be confused with their other e-bike that is called Explorer also. This one is the X-plorer Raptor. This bike does come with a 750 watt nominal hub drive motor in the rear that peaks out at 1,000 watts, and it does have a large 48 volt battery. This battery is 20.8 amp hours. It is removable from the bike here. You do get a key on the side so you can turn this bike on and off, take the key with you for security. With this battery, the bike does have a claimed range between 37 and 60 miles. That's going to be depending on rider weight, riding conditions, and which pedal assist levels you do ride the bike on. Some other features of the bike are you do get the 20x4-inch fat tires. Also, this bike is a full suspension electric bike. You do get the dual crown fork suspension in the front, and there is a shock absorber tucked up under this seat. This Explorer Raptor does have a headlight in the front with a daytime running light. Interestingly, that daytime running light pretty much stays on all the time. Even if you take the battery out, the daytime running light still stays on. I did contact the company. They said that is normal operation, so it must hold a little bit of power in the controller, in the capacitors. Keeps that little daytime running light glowing pretty much all the time. The other thing you get is you do get a tail light with turn signals and brake light, and this bike does have turn signals on the front and on the back. The website does list the bike rider height as between 5'5" and 6'5". I will tell you this seat height is listed as 32.8 inches tall. You do get the suspension and you do get the fat seat, so it is going to drop down a little bit when you get on it. I am 6 foot tall. Let me show you how I fit on the bike. Pretty easy to step over for me. I do have about an inch below me here, and like I said, when you sit down, it's going to drop a bit with the seat padding and the shock. This is what my pedal stroke looks like on this bike. Probably not going to be doing a whole lot of pedaling. All right, let me bring you in a little bit closer and take a look at the details. Starting in the front, you do get mechanical disc brakes. I don't see any branding on these, but they do have 180mm rotors in the front and in the rear. You do get Chow Yang branded tires. These are 20x4-inch fat tires. They got a knobby tread pattern. These ones are pretty aggressive. You do get plastic fenders. This is your daytime running light. Looks pretty cool. Like I said, it pretty much stays on all the time. The bike does have turn signals up here. Nice and bright. This is what your headlight looks like. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the frame. It does have a unique design to it. The battery is mounted inside here. This cover does come off. I've had it off once already. When I first got the bike, the key was kind of hitting the side here, so I had to loosen this up and adjust it. Don't forget to take your key out before you yank on the battery. Otherwise, it does hit the top here. If you guys are into upgrading bikes, there is quite a bit of space inside here. On both sides, you probably got at least 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch and a bunch of space back here. So you could fit a bigger battery in here. As you can see, Varun put these electric shock decals on here. They are removable. They're just stickers if you don't like it, but I kind of do like it. Following the frame back, it does attach right down there at the bottom, and it does articulate there. The rear shock absorber is tucked up here underneath the seat. It does say shock absorber on the other side. It looks kind of basic. The controller is going to be in this box at the bottom here. Let's take a look at the crankset. You do get a single-sided chain guard on this one. This is a little bit smaller of a crank wheel. You do get some medium-length crank arms and some solid plastic pedals. Back in the back, you do get a Shimano Tourney TZ derailleur with a 7-speed gear set. This is how the back side of the front forks looked. They do have a lot of travel on this one. Let's take a look at the handlebars. This is kind of a unique setup on this one. It's more like a motorcycle-style handlebars. Each one of these is individually adjustable. You can move these in, you can move these out, so you can make this whole handlebar setup closer together or wider. It's almost at the widest setting right now. You do get some rubberized hand grips. These are your mechanical brake levers. They are adjustable here with the cables. This is your headlight switch. This works all the time, even when the bike's off. This is your turn signal switch down here. And you do get a horn. Horn also works while the bike's off. Here's your little control panel right here. Press and hold the power button. Let's fire this thing up. It does have a color display, green, white, and yellow. This is your battery level indication. You get trip over here, odometer, voltage, back to trip. You do get a large speedometer reading here in miles, and your voltage is right here. Your pedal assist level is right there in the center. You get the plus and minus button right here. Change your pedal assist. 5 levels of pedal assist. Over on the right side, you do get the Shimano gear shifter, and you do get the quarter twist throttle. Let's see what speed we can get right out of the box. 28, that is the top speed. Let's take it out for a ride. All right, everybody, this is not gonna be a big pedal bike, but I'm still gonna go ahead and go through these pedal assist levels. Let's try to pedal the bike with the power setting on 0. If you ever needed to pedal the bike, this is first gear. You can get it moving. Try it on second gear. It's actually not the worst one to pedal for weighing 111 pounds. I've pedaled worse. So yeah, if your battery died on you for some reason, you could get somewhere. Let me check out pedal assist level 1 here. Pretty torquey feel. Cuts you off around 8 or 9. Let's try 2. Jumps up to about 12. Let's try 3. Let me shift gears here. I'm already in 5th gear on level 3. Actually, 6th gear is more comfortable. 15 miles an hour. Let's try level 4. 7th gear. So pedal assist 4 gives you like 20, 21 miles an hour here. You can keep up pedaling. Pretty fast cadence, really. So honestly, about level 3 is probably about as fast as I would want to pedal the bike. All right, let's bump it up to 5 here. Let's try the hill climbing here, throttle only. Get a little bit of roll on. It's a 750 watt motor, supposed to peak out at 1,000 watts though. Doing really well. Did pretty well. Many of the 750 bikes only get up to 13 miles an hour up that hill. This one got up to 18, so pretty strong bike. All right, I will check the top speed when we get up here. It's supposed to give us 28, but we'll run it against the radar gun and see what it's giving us. Let's go ahead and get it up to 20 miles an hour. We'll do a brake test here from the end of the pavement. All right, guys, that's how far we went. Was able to lock up the tires. I didn't fully grab them at first, but towards the end I did. All right, let me bump it up to 5 here. We'll do an acceleration run, and then we'll go to the radar gun, check the top speed. Ready? Throttle only. There's 20. All right, so throttle only, it was showing us 26. Putting in a little bit of your own pedaling, it was showing me 27. Pretty close to the claimed top speed, but just not quite there. The bike seems to have more power than that if they didn't have it with an electronic cutoff, or if you figured out how to unlock this control. Probably could go a little bit faster because it doesn't seem to run out of power, it cuts you off there. Uh-oh, tree fell down. Must have happened yesterday because I was here yesterday. Power-wise for off-roading, it's got a lot of torque. Feels like a pretty torquey bike. No problem powering through here. The suspension is just okay, guys. It kind of bottomed out on me a little bit on a couple of those bumps. Not going to be a big off-roader. This is definitely going to be a street bike. I'll take it on the trail here just to feel the power. This is on level 3. Definitely got plenty of power for off-roading. Just suspension-wise, it's just not there for off-roading. You hit a big bump, the rear shock bottoms out on you a little bit. So if you are going to do some off-roading, you just got to take it easy. It can pull you through power-wise and torque-wise. It's just if you hit any of these big bumps really hard, that the rear end is going to jump up and kick you in the rear. Put it that way. Be all right for some gravel roads or just some light trails like this right here. Definitely likes to cruise though. Let's hit a street speed bump here. See, that wasn't too bad. The suspension is just tuned a little bit more for the road. Yeah, not bad over these speed bumps. One thing I am noticing here about the handlebars and the way you sit on this bike, it kind of has you leaning forward like you're riding a motorcycle. And that's fine and all if you like that. But if you want to sit a little bit more upright, you can totally adjust these handlebars and bring them back towards you. You could have the handlebars way back here on this one. You could even put them right here if you really wanted to. But I feel like maybe right about here would have been more perfect for me. I have them a little bit far forward. It is nice that you can loosen these up though and swing these to whatever position you want, fully adjustable. The bike does have a 20.8 amp hour battery. So we'll put some miles on it. Probably going to be cruising around pedal assist level 3 and 4. I feel like 3 is slightly slow. It only gives you 15 miles an hour. But that's probably going to be a good medium level cruise speed for you. Get some good range out of the bike, probably pedal assist level 3. You could get more range by going slower, but 15 is probably like a good happy medium. And if you bump it up to 4, that's going to bump you all the way up to 20 miles an hour. And that's a good cruise speed, but you're probably not going to get quite as good range at 20 miles an hour as you would at 15. So I know where there's a pretty good hill back over here. I'm going to bring the bike over there and give it a try. All right, let's go try this hill over here. See how big that hill is? I got it on 5. I'm not gonna pedal. Let's see if we can make it up this hill. Yep, pulled us up, no problem. Not sure if you could pick up how steep that hill is on camera, but that might give you a better idea. Pretty steep hill. One feature of the bike is it does have a pretty hard lockover on the steering. It's super nice. So when you need to turn around in a small place, you can totally cut the wheel and turn the bike around. I could turn it around in this little path here. So you could sit way forward on the seat if you want to, but it is a lot more narrow up here. You know, it kind of widens out towards the back. So the farther you go up towards the front, like if you're sitting all the way up here, the seat's a little tighter up there. So I prefer to sit back a little bit, and that's why I'm kind of reaching for the handlebars and wishing that they were back here a little bit. So When I get back home, I'm probably gonna adjust these two back. The bike feels pretty nimble for being 111 pounds. I'm not really feeling all that weight. And since it has plenty of torque, it's not really feeling like sluggish or anything like that. So the trip odometer is pretty accurate, showing us 7 miles. I brought a couple other bikes over here the other day. They both showed me 7 miles when I got to these tracks. So not quite sure what happened to the odometer there. Maybe I messed it up when I got in the settings or something, but it is showing us 7 miles one way on this trip so far. Battery life is still showing full, but I have seen the voltage going down a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead, keep riding the bike, putting some miles on it. When I get somewhere around 15, 20 miles, I'll show y'all what battery life we have left and give you my final thoughts on the bike. This is how your headlight looks at night. Nice, bright, wide beam, lights up the whole lane. Definitely one of the better e-bike headlights that I've seen on this one. I'm about 2 or 3 miles from home, guys. I stopped here a little bit early. It's getting dark out. Let me show you what this taillight looks like at night. Looks pretty bright. Show you those turn signals one more time. Super bright turn signals. I was riding with the turn signal on. I think that's why people were looking at me crazy. Check out the headlight. Now that it's dark, whoa, that thing's got some power to it, man. Caught a little glimpse of it when I was walking by there. Turn that off, you get your daytime running light. And the interesting thing about the bike is if you turn the bike off completely, the daytime running light stays on. And I left it on for, I don't know, a week or so in my garage. I even had the battery out and the thing stays on. So it's holding power somewhere in the controller or something. So, I mean, it dims down when you turn the power all the way off, but it gets to a certain point where it's really dim and it just stays on. Company said that was normal, so I'm cool with it. So you got a daytime running light. Pretty awesome looking bike, really. They don't make a whole lot with this frame style. I think I've seen one other one that used this frame. Little stickers, you need to get them on there good if you want to keep them. Otherwise they'll start coming off on you. You can peel them all off if you don't like them. You do get the long, comfortable seat to ride on. The suspension is good for the road, not so good for off-road. It will bottom out if you hit the super big bumps, but just for general cruising on the road and the golf cart trails at like 20 miles an hour, it was doing just fine. Just if you see a giant bump coming up, just get your butt up off the seat so you don't get kicked in the rear. All right, let's see what we did here on this ride. 13.6 miles. The battery is showing 4 out of 5 bars left, but if you look at the voltage, it's sitting at 47, which is about 50% battery. So 13.6 miles. If this is half battery left, it's looking like I'll be able to get about 25 miles of electric-only range out of this bike. I didn't really pedal the bike at all. On the first 7 miles of this, I ran at about 15 miles per hour on pedal assist level 3. On the way back, I was flying back at like 21 miles an hour. So that's where we ended up, about half battery. Other than that, let me give you my final thoughts on the bike. You do get the fat tires. It does have mechanical disc brakes. They do stop well, though, with the 180 millimeter rotors. The bike is very unique. It's really going to stand out in the crowd of e-bikes. I do believe you can upgrade this one because there's plenty of room in here for a larger battery. The controller is tucked up right under the seat, easy to get to. So if you are a person that likes to upgrade your e-bikes, this is definitely going to be one that you're going to be able to put some different components on and make it into what you want it to be. This bike is for sale right now for $899 on their website. I have seen it on a couple other websites for the same price. I feel like you are getting a lot of bike for your money with this one. All right, guys, if this Explorer Raptor is the bike for you, I will put the link for this bike in the description below the video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike and scooter content like this. I thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.